Hey guys, Friday, we made it. Awesome. Hope your week was good. I had a pretty good week. It was pretty busy this week. Last Sunday, we started off good because our family went out and did a skate. So just loving the fact that it's nice weather here now, at least in our part of the world. If you're over in Aussie and you're watching, I guess you guys are just starting to slam into winter or something along those lines. Yeah, sorry about your luck. That sucks. We're going to enjoy the summer here because we've been looking at you guys enjoying your summer, and it's time for us now, and so we're taking advantage of it. Yes, the family went out. We did a really long just kind of cruise. There's one community that we went to, and they have like kilometers and kilometers of paved paths for bikes and people jogging and walking, and obviously skateboarding as well. And so we just did a cruise. My wife's learning, and we did about 6.5 miles, which is pretty awesome. And just beautiful paths for us to cruise on. Really nice areas through parks and stuff. It was awesome. Anywho, let's get to this deck. I got pretty lucky with this deck. This is a deck that I found yesterday. I haven't been doing a lot of buying lately because my walls are full. I've got decks I've got to sell, and I try to move decks before I buy new decks. You know, again, for me, it's just if I can fill my wall with decks that I want, then I'm happy. I'm not going to be storing boxes and boxes of decks in closets and under my bed and everything else. If you're into that, then awesome. For me, I just have a hard time justifying that. If I'm putting out money, I want to see it, and I want to see it on my wall. So, saying that though, when you come across a wicked deal or a wicked board, yeah, I mean, you guys know you just got to do it, right? Like, it's just so, and that's what happened. I was on Facebook Marketplace doing my typical search. I like to go on the buy and sell trade sites when I'm burning time, and I'll just go in and see what's on there. And so, a little pointer, guys, I found this board because I don't think proper keywords were used when putting the ad together. And I think I also won because it was very local. Because if you've been on Facebook Marketplace or any of these other buy, sell, and trade sites, you know how crazy it can be. It's like throwing a steak to a den of lions, right? That haven't ate for a while. Like, it gets insane. So if you're the seller and you've got something that's pretty cool or unique, you're bombarded pretty quickly with hundreds of guys reaching out. And so I just think I got crazy lucky with this one. So this is the 2011 Powell-Peralta Mike McGill. And this is a new issue. Not a reissue, a new issue. So I'll hold that there and let you guys see. Hopefully it's focusing properly. But while you're there, just appreciate the stain and obviously the iconic Mike McGill graphic from 1984. And then, oh yeah, check out the stain on this side. The grains look so good. And so we have the silver dragon on this side. And so if you guys are Mike McGill fans, you'll know that there was another yellow stained deck that was released in 2018. It's different than this one for a couple reasons. I believe that one's a reissue. And so, again, I'm going to spew some information here. It's not coming off the top of my head. Obviously, I had to find it somewhere. Finding the difference between new issue and reissue online is really difficult. So I reached out to, a couple of my Facebook groups, and literally there's one guy that has pretty much, I think he has every single McGill that's been re-released since the OG days. And so I'll put up an image of the amount of them that have been released. It's pretty crazy, and he has every single one of them. And so this one, this one's a new issue. And so I don't want to lose my train of thought here. So the 2018 that came out with a stain that is actually from the OG days. And so I got my information from them, and they helped me kind of get an understanding of what new issue meant. And it can be the same shape, can be the same concave, same graphic, but it's a colorway that wasn't used back in the day, right? So it's not an OG colorway, whereas the reissues are actually OG colorways as well. So even the 2018, although it looks very similar to this one, the stain is a little bit different. The 2011 has a little bit more punch to the yellow. It's a little bit brighter versus the 2018. The 2018 also has wheel wells cut into the deck. So it's the SP3 concave instead of the SP2, which this one is. And what else? It has a red logo on top versus this nice silver one here, right? All right, so you know what? While I've got the deck here, guys, let me just burn through. I've got my trusty Vision Psycho soft 1/4-inch riser pad here. And so, is that aligned properly? Yeah, we can clearly see we're talking the new school hole pattern as well here. And so that can be one of the identifiers as well, is that it's got the new school hole pattern. So the nice thing about this with the new school hole patterns, I mean, if you're an OG diehard guy and you just have the OG trucks and everything, then having the new school hole pattern sucks. And it does feel a little bit weird having the new school hole pattern on old school decks. But the nice thing is, you guys can go to any store right now and buy a set of Indies and they'll just mount because they're on, you know, new school hole pattern. The problem is sometimes with these Powells, when they have the old school hole pattern, we buy a set of Indies or whatever, we bring them back and they don't match because it's the new school hole base plates. So again, in that point, you just have to buy the 6-hole, Indy base plates. And then they do both. They'll do the new school and old school. But anyways, let's get into the specs on this guy. So this one, as I was saying, obviously Powell-Peralta. It's the Mike McGill 2011 new issue. The deck shape is the 160. Here we go, get a good look at that. Deck shape. We're dealing 7-ply maple. Good stuff. So the deck concave, we mentioned this is the SP2 versus the SP3. Again, not a lot of concave there, but enough now that we don't need the wheel wells. So, I mean, we would probably still get some wheel bite, but not as much as that. I believe it's the SP3 concave that has the wheel wells in it. And so as far as the wheelbase, so again, we're talking about in between the trucks here, right guys? So the wheelbase is 16.625. The deck length is 30.125 inches. The width is 10 inches. The deck nose, which is really small, and so when I was talking about my Series 9 Hawk, the blue one, let me just jump out of the way, the blue one there. When I was talking to you guys about that one, I had mentioned that the nose was a little bit small, and so a couple guys, they didn't jump on me. Again, constructive criticism. So back in the day, Tony was actually really excited about the size of his nose because at the time it was one of the bigger noses around, so that shape is 1987. And so I think it's around 4 inches, just slightly over 4 inches, the nose. This one is 2.5 inches. So the nose on this guy, yeah, 2.5 inches. So I could understand why Tony, you know, would be pretty excited about having that 4-inch. Now we start to look at some of the noses on our decks, and I mean, they're obviously quite a bit bigger than, you know, that 4 that's on the 87. And then the deck tail on this one is 6 inches. And so we just go from the back of the truck hole mounts there to the tip of the tail. And so there you have it, guys. Yeah, I mean, not much left to say on this except for this is a ridiculously sick deck. I'm stoked to get my hands on it. I think this is the kind of deck that you want in the winter when you put it up there and it's just like, you know, super yellow and brings some wicked color to it. One of the other things I should say, actually, I'm going to post an image up here of all of the McGills that have been re-released since the OG days, and there's a pile of them again. But you'll see that some of them have like just dots in here for their eyes, and then when you look at the Series 12, it actually looks like there's pupils in there. And so this is just a blackout. A lot of guys prefer this because, yeah, it's just the skull and it's just, you know, sunk in black. That's what you think would be there. To throw on like little pupils feels a little bit weird, I guess, for some. But then also just on this, while we're talking about this graphic here, my understanding is when V.C.J, so Vernon there, was doing up the artwork, obviously the bones and skulls and stuff were really selling for these guys. So in 1984, they came up with this one, and McGill's input was the snake and then the lightning bolts around, like the lightning bolt halo there around the skull. But anywho, guys, all right, peace out. I'll let you guys get your weekend. Have a fabulous one. Stay safe. Please, again, comment, guys, because I love to hear from you. I love engaging with you guys. And yeah, like, share, do all that good stuff if you're enjoying it. Cheers. Take care. Bye.